And we're live. God damn. I wasn't trying to be late for this shit. That was not my goal or my intention. And
sure?
where is that cloppity bitch at? Wasn't he just in there?
In the other server, yeah.
Oh.
Here, all again.
What's going on, Rag? Sorry about the being late part.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, I just told him.
Okay, good.
But he clapped. Oh, there he is.
I thought
You're in a fucking fucked up time zone, man. Like your time zone don't even fucking exist. 47 minutes. Like no matter what fucking time zone you're in, it still wouldn't have been 47 minutes.
Shut the fuck up.
Do you even math, bro?
No. Fuck math.
It shows. It shows.
It's overrated. You know.
Don't you work like in some sort of like thing where you have to use numbers?
Nope.
Nope, because you don't need a number to print out a blueprint or anything or make one.
No, absolutely not. You know, fuck that. Arithmetic? No. Fucking overrated.
Who needs arithmetic, man?
No, absolutely.
Fucking should just take that shit out of school.
Pretty much.
Teach them something useful, like
Like what?
how to change your own tire,
Yeah,
how to handle a firearm.
Remember, you got to turn left. You got to go fast, and then you got to hit the brake, and then you got to turn left.
He got a turtle left. What? Turtle left? Because, you know,
No,
you like
turn
turtles. You
Yeah,
like
I
turtles.
fucking love turtles. Now, everyone in all these chats know that I like turtles. Because I tag them all day and tell them that.
Hey, did you guys know he liked
yeah.
turtles?
I got that very much. Like this random damn tweet. Hey, you know, like I like turtles. Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So what's up with you guys? You got anything new for you guys this week? Anything exciting happen?
Sure, let me go ahead and dig up some things.
Yes, I got Horizon Zero Dawn, the greatest game of all time, the best looking game, period. Just kidding. I know I actually got it. That's what everybody was saying is like all the PS4 fanboys are going crazy and talking about like it's better than any game on PC or Xbox One anywhere. Best looking game ever made.
Yep, best game ever made. They never. It's weird. They don't want to ever compare multi-platform games.
No,
What's up with that?
You can't compare those.
They never
man.
want to compare multi-plats that we can actually compare them side by side.
Can't compare those, man. That's unfair.
How dare you?
Yeah. I mean, someone did send me a picture of The Witcher 3 on the PS4, and I was like, no, this isn't helping me.
Well, what's crazy though is I actually ended up. That's what that the Witcher 3 thing ended up making me make a video on this guy named Alpha Fox Warfare. He's a PS4 fanboy, and man, like somebody tweeted, I guess Semantic or whatever, that one of the JTech TV's cronies or whatever tweeted a picture to him, and he said something like that Witcher 3 is at 720p, or it's actually at 1080p 30 frames per second, but he said it's at 720p. You can count the pixels. It looks terrible. And
30. Well, 30 is well. When you say 30, I mean best case scenario.
well,
But
it's
really-
locked. It's locked at 30 frames per second on the Pro.
Unacceptable.
Well,
Yeah.
actually it is.
Well, yeah, but he was like talking about how he, all this crap and whatever. So I looked up his profile on PlayStation, and for some strange reason, like he hadn't played The Witcher, so that made me dive into him a little bit more. And he wrote for this website called lngamers.com or .net or whatever, and did like several reviews. And so I went to go look at his profile and compare these reviews, and several of them didn't like, as soon as you on PlayStation, as soon as you start a game up, it pops up on your trophy list showing that 0%. Like
Right.
that's when, as soon as you boot it up.
Right.
Some of these reviews he didn't even have on his trophy list at all. And not to mention like that, like his Yakuza 0, he got an actual preview copy. Like the company sent him, I don't know why, but sent him a preview copy, or somebody gave it to him. And he's had it like at January 3rd, the game released January 24th. And he hadn't, by the time he reviewed it on January 25th, I think it was, or January 23rd, he hadn't even made it past chapter 4. But he made a full review. And I'm like, come on,
You
this
don't,
dude's
have, you
a
don't have to
fraud.
play
man.
games to review them. You can just
No.
read other people's reviews and stitch together things that you might maybe agree with or not.
Oh yeah, there were several in there that he was like, "This is like my favorite PS4 game ever. I absolutely love this game." And I was like, "This game is it just proves that this game is so great. You don't even have to play it to know that it's great."
I love
Like,
this.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I wish more games were made that way because shit, I wouldn't even have to spend no time gaming. I can just like, fuck, this is a great game. Move on.
Why bother even game?
Yeah,
Just look at it and be like, "Hey, this is 10 out of 10, guys. Go buy it."
I can
great.
play more. I can play more Twitter and leave that fucking PS4 alone. Shit, fuck that. Twitter's where all the fun's at.
Yo, in your circle of cronyism, yes, your circle of cronyism is pretty fucking classical.
The rest of us have to make it fun. You're just like logging in and it's already a ball.
Yeah, I logged in one like the other morning and like 54 tweets. I'm like going, oh shit, man! Like what I start this time?
Rambo's like, "Oh Jesus Christ! What kind of stupidity is gonna kill my brain cells today?"
Yeah, it starts from early in the morning and it never stops.
Hey, that sounds legit. I mean, why not, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, why not? Like, I guess that's the thing. Oh, and now Xbox is doing their little thing. I guess a way to let me
Try to
think.
get people to buy the damn thing.
Yeah, maybe a way to like get more people to buy into the fact that you're playing old games. With the Xbox Game Pass, like, what do y'all think about that?
I mean, it's not bad.
this opens the door. You know, I think that's a good thing that it opens.
I mean,
the
I don't know.
door.
Is it coming to PC or is it not?
Well, it says on any Windows 10 device, so imagine that it would be coming to PC. But I would imagine that there's limits to it that it would only allow you to play the games that are actually on the Windows 10 store. Maybe I'm not sure. There's still more details that need to be worked out on that as far as like what games the PC guys will be able to play.
I would assume based on how they're always talking, you know, Windows this, Windows that, and unification this, and
It seems like every single game on there actually would be what's it called? Every game would be available to the PC crowd.
you would think, right? But I don't know. It's Microsoft, and you should never ever trust them for
Oh God, no.
screw you in the ass when they're just no bueno. It ain't real until it exists and you're using.
Yeah.
My thought on it is, now with PlayStation Now, I don't like the service. I don't think it's. I mean, I understand the service because you can't really emulate the games on PS4. I don't like the pricing of it by any means. But it's just PS3 games, and you don't have any backwards compatibility true on PlayStation 4. So I can see kind of like the reason for the service. I don't really like it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like this Xbox Game Pass, is you're paying $120 a year, and it's including 360 backwards compatible titles and Xbox One games that are, you know, the first few years, I guess, that are in this lineup or whatever.
I mean, if you're the kind of guy who just wants to burn through games, then it's great. Just go through a game, then go through a game, then go through a game.
Yeah, but I mean, if you didn't support it the first time around and on the Xbox One, what makes you think you're going to support it with the $10 a month? You see, I mean, if you didn't play Halo 5 the first time around, if you didn't have no interest in it the first time around, then why would it all of a sudden interest you? Because you can pay $10 a month to play it.
Well, maybe you just want to play the campaign.
Oh yeah.
And then you want to play all the other games. Like I said, if you want to just play a game, then play another game, and then play another game,
but I mean,
just do one after the other.
The 360 games what really threw me off because I mean, like if you already own, I mean, I guess that maybe for the games that you don't own, I guess because if you own the games, I mean, or even if you wanted one of these 360 games, a lot of times you could take that $10 you're paying per month and go buy it, and just pop it in your system and play.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, if it definitely only appeals to a very to a gamer who's looking for a specific thing, like a lot of games. Like we play a lot, and you don't want to play them for that much. So I guess if you're really into single player games, or if you're big into trophies, and you just want to get a bunch of trophy stuff, it's great to get a bunch of games for not a lot of money that you can just go through and get trophies for. Or if you're a guy who likes to just beat games, it'd be good for that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I didn't think about that because I mean, I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of like, if you didn't, because to me, like if I like the games that I had no interest in before, I wouldn't have no interest in now. I mean, but it just, I guess I didn't really think about it as far as like just burning through the games, like just playing them real fast.
Right.
I know that they said GameStop's stock dropped 8%, I guess, as soon as that was announced.
As soon as you sent that, I actually went and looked at it. It's back. It normaled back out up to another 4 points.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I was hoping it was going to drop more when I was looking at it, and I was like, "Fuck!" And like it was,
I was like-
back up at like 11:30 a.m. this morning. So
When I heard it dropped, I was like, come on, PlayStation, announce something too, so that way it knocks the shit out of them, just...
Yeah, I'm not too terribly concerned about how good or bad GameStop does. If they died tomorrow, I wouldn't shed a tear.
I'd
No,
actually probably be out rejoicing.
I would be pretty. I mean, that would be fine with me. That would be just fine with me.
You know what they did to me?
No. Where did they touch you?
Well,
Hold on, let's.
well, I
get
bought
the
I bought the PlayStation Platinum headset there, and
Wait, platinum? Whoa, that sounds pretty
Woo,
premium. there.
platinum.
it's their premium
Is
headset.
it shaped
is.
like? Is
It
it like a
is.
platinum trophy?
No, it's not. But see, I thought that would be perfect. The platinum guy,
Mine
the
is
platinum
like
headset,
purchase
perfect.
is what it is.
But I went. What'd you say now, Shaner?
Me and Brimstone are gonna pick one up next.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't.
Why? Because Sony makes quality products. You can't say anything less.
3D sound. It's the 3D.
Well, no,
sound.
the 3D sound actually is like awesome. Whenever you play it, like when you're listening to that, but there's only a few games that support it, so it's not really worth
Wait,
it.
a few games support 3D sound. Don't. What?
Their 3D sound, like the thing that they have or whatever. There's only a few games that actually have that thing in it. Like Uncharted 4 is one.
Oh my god.
So
Um,
so?
I don't
mean
know
like
what.
directional sound that you could hear that's coming from a certain direction.
No, that is in all their headsets.
So what's the difference between that and 3D sound?
I don't know actually.
Well,
But you said it worked.
but you bought it.
No, I'm saying it sound like the sounds of Uncharted 4 is actually like it's more clear, I guess, or whatever. You can actually hear like the grass and shit like that more. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I don't really know how to explain it other than the fact the way they do,
Well, how did they explain it?
Whoosh.
just
Shut up,
3D
Brandon,
sound.
big bully.
Well, that they just said its name to you.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
much
just
all they
saying
did.
its name.
That's all they did.
So
That's all I've read on it.
So in 2020, when we're using 4K textured sounds, what will the upgrade be?
I don't know because we already went with platinum, so I'm not really
Sounds
sure.
have textures now. What the fuck?
Well, yeah, sure. You don't even have to know what 3D sounds are. I mean,
4K
it's like
texture
2D
sounds.
so like 2D
Right.
sounds. What's it like? The difference between 2D and 3D. So the one extra D. What is the one extra D?
That's the big D, man.
So like these sounds have 150% more D in them.
That's right. So just deal with that, okay? Just enjoy that.
33 kilohertz.
Anyway, it doesn't really.
Okay, so Evan Unit says it's virtualized surround sound from a stereo source like Dolby Pro Logic.
Okay, yes, okay, that's what it is. I remember that somebody said that.
Don't
That-
I didn't.
that
It sounds
sound
better. I mean, I know that it sounds better in the damn thing, but I don't know how to explain it.
I think.
Well, didn't they explain it to you?
No, I didn't ask. I just bought them. I just saw.
okay.
He's like-
I just saw
he-
something.
Okay.
He's
I just saw something new. I just
he's
wanted to buy
like
it.
they had me at 3D sound.
They had me at platinum.
Oh,
They
okay.
had me at Sony.
No, not Sony though, but they had me at platinum. Once they said platinum, I was like, yeah, I got to get that. So
He's like, I get platinums all day.
So it's simulated sound. So in other words, what you bought was overpriced Turtle Beach headphones that are wireless.
Well, all Turtle
Well, no,
Beaches are overpriced because
well, actually,
they're more
I mean,
than
they're-
$1.
I was gonna say
And they're made
like,
from
I think
China.
these were actually the same price as the Turtle
China.
Beach ones. So I mean, they weren't really. It wasn't really like overpriced compared to Turtle Beach by any means.
Fuck you, China. That wall's going up for you too, you assholes.
But now,
Even though
Whenever
you're
I-
across the ocean.
I bought the thing February 22nd, and so
Baller.
it was
Shot caller.
what's it called? When I put it in, like it would connect, and then like sometimes during the gameplay, it would just like disconnect. like the connection between the wireless dongle and my headset would just go
Yeah,
away.
wireless headsets don't do it, man. Just get wired headsets.
Yeah, well, I mean, like my gold headsets I've had for the wireless ones there, I've had for like one of them since like when they first came out, and
Well,
it still works great.
How does the connection compare to your bronze and silver ones?
I don't have the bronze and silver. Those were kind of like the poor people ones.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yo,
You know how easy it is to get a bronze trophy, sir?
yeah, like that's just fucking
so the
easy,
platinums,
man.
but here's I will say this: the platinums looked interesting because they have the audio auxiliary input on it. So you could put an audio auxiliary into it. You could plug it in USB or charge it that way.
Yeah, it was actually. I mean, they're actually pretty nice headset.
That
I mean,
looks like a cool deal, but I am an audio snob, and even I could tell you that those are shit.
Oh well, I mean, they're not compared. I mean, nothing compared to like if you're an audiophile. I mean, nothing compared to like what you would buy like as far as for yourself for that. But I mean, as far as just compared to like the PlayStation brand of headsets, they're like really nice as far as that goes. But it's just the connection that I had was having a problem, so I wanted to take them back. So I looked at all my receipts, and I've had like a ton of receipts for here lately. So I couldn't find this receipt. So I called GameStop, and they were like, "Well, you can look on." He goes, "So we can only see the last 5 transactions." So he looked, and I was like, "It's not there." So I was like, he was like, "Well, you can look online, and you can print out your receipt from there, and bring it in." I was like, "Cool." So I get home, and I start looking at my account, and I can see that actual transaction, but you just can't click on it. And so I called the guy. I was like, "Look, I can't click on this transaction. Like, how do I get it so I can print out this receipt?" And he's like, "Oh, well, you can't." And I was like, so I'm fucked then. And he's like, yep, pretty much.
That
and
makes
I was like,
no sense. Why the fuck do you even have that in your card then?
I was like, that's what I'm saying. I was like going, what the fuck are you, like, what? I was like, this is the reason why people should quit going to fucking GameStop. I was like, people should start going to Best Buy and like Walmart because I care about their customers and they actually have, a way for people to
Walmart
get
will
the
let
receipts.
you, dude. Walmart will let you fucking return shit that doesn't even go to their stores sometimes.
Yeah, that doesn't even have a receipt too. So this guy was like, yeah, you probably should go to Best Buy. You probably should go to Walmart. Those are probably better places for you.
Power to the players.
I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me! Like you are. Why are you telling me to go to these other places rather than trying to fix my problem? And so I called corporate. I decided. I mean, once they said we're going to put you on hold for a while until somebody answers, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do something. So I started tweeting GameStop and everything, and I was on hold with them for an hour and 6 minutes, and they finally answered. And I was like, I need to speak with the supervisor. And then he goes, oh, for what? And I was like, I started explaining, and then all of a sudden he goes, click. I was like, oh god. I was like, I'm gonna kill some fucking people at GameStop, man. So I called back, and then I was on hold for another hour and 45 minutes before somebody answered. And the lady there actually emailed me a copy of that receipt.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it in tomorrow with my pro and returning it all and saying, there you go. Since the guy told me that I probably should go to Best Buy and take my business there, then that's where I'm headed. So returning it all. Fuck them. From now on, I know I said it before, but I mean, like there were some things like you could not get that besides going to GameStop because they were out of stock everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I ended up picking some stuff up there. But after this, like no more, man. Like fuck them.
I draw the line here.
It's all $2,000 later, and I'm finally having enough.
Yeah, I'm done, man. I spent $2,000 with them in this past 2 weeks.
You should have just spent it on SLI 1080 Ti's.
Nah.
That's what I'm saying. $2,000. That's what I'd be doing. Shit.
I know. It's like if I had $2,000, I was like SLI and these bitches, and I'm not upgrading until 3017.
Well,
Fuck, Enthusiast grade CPU and motherboard with that if you wanted. Jesus.
I tweeted a picture of, like every bit of the gaming stuff and stuff that I own here and told them I was like, well, since your guys, told me that Best Buy would be my better option, I guess Best Buy is going to be pretty happy that I'm going to be going to them, solely from here on out. So,
I mean, Pat's power to the players is like, we're going to recommend to you a better store.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like, shockingly, GameStop becomes insanely pro-consumer. by saying you should just shop somewhere else.
They're like, hey, you probably in your best interest to not deal with us anymore. Like,
Oh,
I hope every
He's like,
fucking
man, as a
associate does
gamer, as a fellow gamer, you should just like.
I was
go away.
floored, man. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me! Like, you should be trying to keep, especially as much money I spent at that one fucking store. Like, you should be trying to keep me there.
$170 for PlayStation Platinums?
Oh no, they're 159.
Oh, still,
Man.
still that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
For those.
Oh yeah, and they basically just said, I mean, they're a week old, so basically they're just like, you can just set them down and go with them because
There's a guy in this
We're
game
not doing
called
anything with
Super
it.
AIDS.
Oh, I thought you were.
I don't want to. I'm gonna keep my distance. I don't want any of the blood splashing on me.
The Super AIDS is from the headphones, but never mind. That's GameStop in general for Rambo.
Speaking of AIDS,
Yeah,
we're talking
no
about
kidding.
GameStop.
Yeah,
Also,
so
I'm good. I'm 17-2. And speaking of this game real quick, Dice, if you're listening to this, if you're gonna put a mode in where the fog is really heavy and visibility is low, don't let me spot people so I can just shoot at their icon. Kind of defeats the purpose of low visibility. Yes.
and did you hear Microsoft's new program that they're doing?
Windows 11.
No. They're starting out. It was announced
We're turning
today.
up the kick ass past 10.
Your console, if you're an Xbox player, is going to start being flooded with shovelware.
So what's new?
Well, I didn't say that. Everybody heard. I'm not the one that said that.
Racist.
But Microsoft is now allowing anyone to create and publish Xbox games. Now, I thought when I heard this, I thought, well, this is old news because like everybody knows the Xbox One is a dev kit. Well, no, now they're actually allowing you to pay either anywhere from $20 to $100. Probably they haven't like laid out the details as far as like what's the cost is going to be for, or how they're going to determine how much you pay. But Shaner kind of had a good idea, probably that was based on the file size of the game. But there's no I guess approval for this. People are going to be able to create games and publish it straight to the Xbox store without Microsoft saying yes.
As long as they pay the fee.
As long as they pay the $20 or $20 to $100, it's gonna be flooded with shovelware.
That's mixed. That's mixed news. I mean, it's good because a lot of those games could be really good, and it's good because the reason that consoles, the market is the way it is because of these companies having that kind of control, and there's so many strings attached to getting your game on console. But I mean, there's a lot of young people on consoles, especially who will just buy, and one of the biggest problem was, yeah, you might get shovelware. I'm sure there'll be gems in there, but I don't know. That just seems weird. Just like that, anyone can just put their game on there and.
Yep, no approval.
So should we
the only stipulation is that you have to publish it. You have to make it playable on any Windows 10 device or Universal Windows app, and that Xbox or Microsoft also reserves the right to remove your game if it's harmful or inappropriate content. But there'll be no. It says the company won't be binding any devs with non-disclosure agreements or concept approvals. They're just basically wide open to everybody.
Well then.
And just imagine the amount of people that are in this console war that own Xbox Ones that are on PlayStation side. That you can just go in there and they're just going to publish it like a shit. I mean, I wouldn't see a problem with them paying $20. I wouldn't see that they would think it would be a problem to pay $20 to dump a bunch of shit games on Xbox. And have you ever seen the Life of the Black Tiger on PlayStation?
Yep.
Somehow that it got released somehow. We're going to see a lot of the Life of the Black Tigers on Xbox One now. Oh, it's worse than a fucking phone game. It looks terrible. I don't even know how the hell that even happened to get.
That was the omen. That was the omen of the shovelware.
It starts.
Yeah.
It's like an eagle circling overhead before a battle or something.
Yes, I mean it was like that right there. Is I guess Microsoft thought, damn it, they got Life of the Black Tiger, and we have all these damn red tape things. We're just gonna we need Life of the Black Tiger on our console, so we're taking off all the red tape because it's a terrible game. If you just look up Life of the Black Tiger on YouTube one day, and you'll just be like, what the hell?
Why's it got to be a black tiger?
I don't know. I don't know. That was kind of racist to them.
I gotta
It
feed
is.
my kids. I gotta go. No, shit.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I mean, it's. I mean, I would rather have it that way than not.
Well, I mean, I may understand like what
Leave
you're
it up
saying,
to the-
but I mean, it's a very
It's a sudden shift.
well, because look at Steam.
Steam has a lot of shitty games. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
I
good
mean,
ones, but has
but
a
I
lot of
mean,
shitty ones.
One of the console players, especially the Xbox guys that you've been talking to, are like really against the whole shovelware, on the PC and shit. I mean,
Well, for them, shovelware means indie.
yeah, but I mean, well, hell, this is going to open up that damn console for a ton of that.
Yeah, but now it'll be good because they have it.
Well, I guess, but I mean, shit, man, it's
You know how it is.
yeah, true, but I don't know. I don't see it. I see it as a good thing because it's Microsoft opening up, but at the same time, is that I see it
You
as
think
going
it'd
to
be
be
like
more of a
you-
bad thing.
It seems to me like the way they set it up, just opening up the floodgates like that all of a sudden. I mean, there should be a vetting process. There should be a way to
Some
see,
sort of
this is
vetting.
good, this is
God,
good,
if
this is good
Microsoft
enough.
copies
This is...
anything, they should at least try to copy the green light system. Jesus.
At least, yeah, I mean, at least put some sort of like barrier there, like just some
Yeah.
sort, but not just like a wide open
Like,
gate.
oh, by the way, come on in, people. Yeah,
Son of a
boys.
I mean, it's going to be. I hope that it actually ends up turning out to be a good service. But I mean, there's that one chance, that big chance that it's going to end up being like worse than what it should be.
I wonder what person over at Microsoft was like, y'all like video games? Come on in! Like, come on in there, feller! Go ahead and just put up what you want. We don't care. Fuck everybody. Like, I just...
Yeah, it's,
it's just
I don't know. It was
I mean,
just
as
weird.
long as
It
you
was
make sure that you look at reviews before you buy them, it'll be a good thing. I mean, it'll be nothing but good as long as you just don't buy shitty games. And if you look online and look at reviews and you don't just impulse buy and you just do a little tiny wee bit of research, then you'll be fine and this will be good for you.
Fuck, then Brim, you
Yeah,
are gonna fuck this up.
Because one thing that'll happen is that a lot of these games that are on the PC and they're only there because there are so many restrictions to having games on consoles, they will put them on there now.
Oh yeah,
So there's a lot of games that are already established and excellent.
yeah. That'll be good.
I wonder how many developers are gonna, like, little indie developers are gonna go over to, like, the other side's, like, titles library that they haven't, renewed their licenses on or something and remaster it. I bet you're gonna see games.
Man.
You're gonna see, like, oh, hey guys, look, Resistance is now on Xbox.
Oh yeah.
That would be hilarious. Oh,
I don't
my
know.
God.
I don't know. I'm just hoping that I don't know. I don't. This one guy was like, one Xbox guy was like, just don't buy. Don't buy it if it's a shitty game. I'm like, well, really, with Xbox, you don't really have a let's preview the game type thing.
Yeah, and it's not like Steam where you're
where you have
hooked
a
up to the
video.
internet and you have the video that plays and you've got the the reviews built right into Steam.
Yeah, it's like there's not something on there that like on the description of the game is like, guys, I just created this shit game. It's basically shovelware, but please give me $19.99. It's like there's nothing on there like that. So I mean, it's like you don't know what the fuck it is until you actually buy it. So I mean,
3DS
you're
knockoff games are coming, you guys. Don't worry.
yeah.
You guys want to
Monster
see?
Killer Ultimate.
Candy Crush. Candy Crush is coming.
I'm waiting
This
on
is,
that shit.
but this really is legitimately wonderful news for
Yeah.
devs who have these games on PC
Oh, well,
and they're running
Yeah.
For
and they're
legit
just
games, yes.
yeah, just waiting to have a reason to release on consoles now.
For
or a
legit,
console.
it's definitely good news for the legit devs out there. It's definitely just bad news for the ones that are just going to be out there, like these guys from console owners thinking, well, I got a good idea for a game, and let's buy a bunch of like assets and then just create some bullshit.
Yeah, you just got to be careful what you buy. Before you buy anything, you've got to, you just got to. And what's their refund policy for digital stuff?
With Microsoft, you have to like if it's a pre-order, you can cancel it. If it's a purchase, then I think you can only They basically they say that you cannot get a refund, but if you complain, you can I think get up to like one a year. With both both PlayStation and Xbox, they're very strict with refunds.
What the fuck?
They're gonna have to be like a little bit more open with refunds with this, I would think.
They're like, oh, you want a refund? Don't worry, it won't be posted to your account until next year. So keep your account in case Like what the?
Yeah,
That
I was
doesn't even make sense.
I don't know there because I had to get a refund there, and I had to go like when I got what's it called? What was that? Quantum Break on PC. I had to get a refund, and I had to go through like several.
Was it Windows 10 or Steam you got?
I had Windows 10 in the very beginning.
Yeah, I heard the Windows 10 version was bad, but I heard the Steam version it's really positive.
Oh, yeah, the Steam version. I actually bought that one to see the difference, and it runs like 10 times better. So I mean, but in the very beginning, that Quantum Break on Windows 10 was unplayable. Like I had to play it at 720p and lower down almost everything on there just in order to get it to play smoothly without having some sort of freak out attack.
It's crazy how it's such a mess with Microsoft making it. I mean, you'd think that Microsoft, of all people, would be able to not fuck this up.
You would think. I mean, like they would be like the go-to people for this.
Yeah. But I was like, nope.
Nope, not them.
Nope.
I mean, I got to be careful because the more I talk about Xbox, the more people hate me or something.
That's right. The Xbox Mafia.
Well, you can't win.
Yeah.
You can't. Don't bother. Don't
Yeah,
bother trying.
I'm not allowed to be critical of Xbox.
Don't worry, Jay's not watching, so you're not.
Oh yeah. Well,
You're such a fucking pony.
One of the Xbox guys, it was actually weird. He actually tweeted out that all the people that are been sending him hate and being critical of him for playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Who?
What's his name is Jeff Bartram. Doc Cupcake. That's what he goes by. He's on the TXR podcast. He's actually one of the actual few that are just pro gamer, but he's an Xbox guy. And I guess a bunch of the Xbox guys started giving him a bunch of hate because he was posting up screenshots of playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and they were I guess attacking him, saying he's a traitor and shit like that. I'm like, when did it become this damn you can't even enjoy a fucking game?
What, you didn't see that they now drink out of separate water fountains and ride on different sides of the bus?
I'm guessing
the way they talk about it, you'd think that'd be how it is.
Yeah, you would think that you'd have to wear some sort of identifying bracelet.
Who's gonna be the new Rosa Parks? Come on.
Oh, and by the way, they're the only ones that collect EBT. Wait, was that too far? Was that too far? I'm pretty sure there's some kernel of truth in that somewhere.
It's. Have you seen the reviews on the Switch?
There's reviews out for it?
Yeah, the IGN is a working.
Is it out?
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, the Switch comes out Friday, but IGN did a review. It's a working review. It says not finished, but it's right now they're giving it a 6.7
out of
10.
Oh,
that's actually somewhat believable.
So why not a 10 out of 10?
I don't because it's missing a lot of features. They said, I don't know. But people are freaking. The Nintendo guys are talking about that's fake news and bullshit like that.
That these console manufacturers should have to go through what we'd call their version of a litmus test for engineering. I swear. If you guys remember the 360 developing thing, remember how they were trying to use a passive cooling heatsink, and then what happened? It melted, right? Here we are, 2017, and Nintendo fans are getting things that are slightly better than last generation. Are you kidding me? Are you joking me right now? We have almost 2 generations ahead of them right now, and it's ridiculous.
Wait a minute. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say their litmus test should be something as far as software design. So, if this can run The Witcher 3 on ultra settings with MXAA on and everything.
Do you think they can spell MXAA?
Probably not. Probably not. You're right. You have a good point. You need to
know the whole alphabet for that one.
Well, they're supposedly high-end engineers. over there in Nintendo. Remember, like these guys are hardcore engineers. Now, every engineer I've ever talked to usually works at a Boeing or some other Fortune 500 company, but Nintendo's is the best in the world, evidently.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
What's the opening price? $300.
$300, yeah. But the only the way I
could
see
get
it,
a video card for that.
everybody's talking about
that's
like
a
this.
1070. So
Everybody's talking about like the
Really
Switch
good
or whatever, but
1070.
I'm like going, they screwed up because they basically put their only must-have game, or the only reason to own the Switch or to buy the Switch at launch is that one game, and that game is on Wii U. So you kind of, I mean, I'm sure, yeah, the Switch is going to sell. I'm not saying that, but you kind of screwed yourself on like a little bit of it, because there's a lot of people that aren't going to buy it just because they have the Wii U and they can play the Legend of Zelda, or the Zelda on that. I'm going to be one of those people. I actually canceled my Switch pre-order.
Nuh-uh.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Even you, Rambo?
Yeah, even me. I asked I was talking to my wife, and I was like, "Do you?" Because it was mainly for her. I really don't play Nintendo. I can't. To me,
I canceled the pre-order out of love.
To me, Legend of Zelda, like their games look like, especially the Legend of Zelda, it looked more like a Minecraft plastic mod. You know how like the world kind of looks plastic.
Don't you dare talk about Minecraft like that.
Bro, that's like totally harsh, bro.
But that's what the world looks like with Legend of Zelda. So I was like, it just doesn't. Their games don't interest me. And to me, that Mario Odyssey is going to be like the G-rated version of GTA. So it's just, I don't know. They don't interest me anymore. So my wife was like, I'm having too much fun with the PlayStation VR. So no, I won't play it. I'm like, okay, well, done, out, gone.
I think Super Mario actually looks like one of the good ones.
I know.
The Mario Odyssey one?
That looks pretty cool, yeah.
I think it looks fun, but it's just, to me, I don't know if it's something that I could play for a while, because what I've seen so far, obviously, I'm going to see more and probably change my mind.
They need to throw up some fucking like adult content of like Mario with that game. Fucking song motherfuckers in half with his hat.
Mario goes to the strip club.
Yeah, that would be cool if they like put some adult themed in there with Mario. I would like that.
Our stripper of the night,
Daisy
Princess
showing her
Peach.
boobies on a Tuesday afternoon. Oh shit!
Princess Peach is taking anal beads on the stage, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I'll be there. I'd be there. Like I'm going to the strip club, bud.
Can I watch it with my PlayStation VR?
Yeah, exactly.
Seeing all the Koopas take off their shells.
Oh,
and
shit.
Speaking of VR, Microsoft announced some sort of VR headset with Acer, an Acer headset.
Oh, that could be good.
It showed it with the picture of it showed it with a PC, like a laptop. So I'm not sure if it's going to work with the Xbox.
Right.
But because there wasn't an article with it, it was kind of like just like an announcement and then just this picture. But I don't know. I mean, somebody was like, "Is it the PSVR killer?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell whenever you don't really have much information about it." But I don't know. I don't know. Acer makes really good screens.
Fuck yeah, they do.
But I've never heard them getting into VR though. Kind of I don't know. But I kind of figured they were going to go away from Oculus anyway because of the negative press.
Negative press?
Yeah.
Mom said, "What? What negative press?"
Have you not heard any negative press on Oculus?
No, I don't.
Oculus, yeah.
I haven't heard.
Other things are better.
They were just sued.
Really? For what?
Yeah, like what that? It's this big long thing, but I think somebody used to work for I think Oculus or whatever, or like the very beginning, the first company that it was before what's it called? Facebook bought them. Took some of their assets and took some of their proprietary information, and then finished it over there with Facebook.
Oh boy.
And there was a huge lawsuit. Like they had to pay like $24 million or something like that. Let me see, like Oculus Rift lawsuit. Let me try to figure out, because I don't want to tell you. Oh, it ends with a $500 million judgment.
Oh shit.
and it's awarded to ZeniMax.
Oh, ZeniMax, really?
Yeah, actually, Lucky pays 50 million, and IRIB pays 150 million. And then I guess there's more people had to pay to end up with toward a $500 million judgment.
Ooh.
So yeah, it says the jury also said that Oculus did not misappropriate trade secrets as contended by ZeniMax, but there was a lot of trade secrets supposedly broken or whatever. But the other $500 million, Oculus is paying out $200 million for breaking the NDA and $50 million for copyright infringement.
Keep your mouth shut, snitch.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of negative press going around with Oculus. So I'm thinking that Microsoft. I was thinking whenever all this stuff was happening, Microsoft was going to back away from the Oculus partnership because I wouldn't think Microsoft really, especially with the negative press the Xbox One had, would want to jump into.
Away too.
Do what?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh yeah,
he steps away.
Yep. I just don't think that they would want to jump into another company that has bad press from the go. You know. So it seems like that might be the reason why for this Acer headset.
The Acer headset.
Yeah, this whatever headset this is with this Microsoft thing or whatever they're doing. I'm gonna try to find it real quick so I can see if there's an actual article in there. Virtual.
Yeah, that's the first I've heard about the Oculus being sued or whatever. I mean, the only bad press I've heard on it is that if you're not using an HTC Vive or PSVR, then you're wasting your time when it comes to VR. So I guess that's bad enough. I mean,
there's the Acer thing in the chat right now, the live chat. I'm gonna also put it in shitpost for y'all. But yeah, I've actually found an article. But I mean, you can see the actual headset. It's called mixed reality. I'm not sure if I would think it was still virtual reality or whatever. Oh yeah, okay. Mixed reality, which as you may guess, is from the name, is only for virtual reality developers. But it shows it shows a PC behind it. But I don't know. It's actually as long. I guess it announced at the GDC conference.
Goddamn traders were selling the secrets of the Chinese.
Yeah. What about HoloLens? What are they
HoloLens is still coming, but HoloLens is not going to be for gaming. HoloLens is for more business use, like for surgeons. They're gonna do practice surgeries and shit like that with the augmented reality. I think NASA is gonna be using HoloLens. It's gonna be I think the dev kits for the HoloLens is gonna be $3,000.
Yeah, there's already unboxings on YouTube and people are trying to use them, and they handle like ass. So I hope those surgeries aren't too goddamn vital.
Yeah, it's I was going before I have a surgery. I'm like, wait a minute, did you practice this shit with HoloLens? Because I don't want this shit.
If so, they just
don't worry, Rambo. The tumor removal thing was certified by Microsoft themselves. You're good.
Yeah. I mean, look, did you use the HoloLens or did you use PSVR?
Don't you
use people fucking picky about doctors now?
I will be if that. Yeah, when they start doing open heart surgery after they practiced it with the HoloLens.
Nope, I'd rather die than get surgery from a HoloLens doctor.
Well, with the way the HoloLens is actually performing, yes, I would. Because I don't want to die on the table, man.
If you don't choose death over that, dude, you're gonna be suffering.
Yeah, it's like you might end up with your heart next to your knees or something, and
that shit's gonna they're gonna somehow get that shit to where it's gonna heal right, and you're gonna live. You're like, how the fuck?
I don't know. It's actually a lot of stuff happened at GDC. One of the things I found kind of odd is No Man's Sky wins a GDC award.
Yeah, for most innovative.
Yeah.
All that innovation that was promised we didn't get.
Did they really? They actually
actually got an award at GDC. First off, the things I've been seeing coming out of GDC are cancerous.
Oh yeah, they are. Did you see that one
And-
where they were like politics is in gaming is politics and politics is in our games and we like I don't know they're teaching the young people there that are coming up how to
Yeah, let me
put
go
the
through some of the
liberal
tweets
agenda
here.
into games.
Let me go through here.
GDC people. When the hell did the GDC start becoming retarded? Like, when did that
I don't
happen?
know.
When they realize that they're this is how desperate we are now. Let's go to GDC.
GDC used to be something like
2017.
fucking celebrated to go to. Now it's like, oh hey, by the way, you want some politics and some hey, let's get some religion in there while we're at it.
Yeah, politics
let's do gender
Hey, man.
neutrality in fucking gaming. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, every video game is political. Let me
Yeah,
read
there you
through
go.
This.
a lot of shit happened at GDC that was just like, wow. It never used to be that way though. From what at least I don't remember
Yeah, that's
ever
why they're
getting
getting-
tweets like that.
That's why they're getting bashed for it so much. Let me see here. Because I'm going through the tag itself, and like Ian Miles Chong and a bunch of people have retweeted a bunch of this garbage that's been coming out. Let me go to that. Still Gray. Miles Chong.
Chung.
But it's bad, man. I mean, we have to stop the fact that the default is. Let me see. It's just a bunch of SJW, super inclusive, diversity nonsense about video games are political and all that. I'm trying to scroll through everything here so I can find it.
I mean, the future's gonna be, hey, would you totally fuck my PlayStation? And you say no. Lots of hate crime.
Hate crime is the secular version of blasphemy. Anyway, I can't. It's taking. I got a lot of. He's got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, this thing says like video games are political. The way we make games is political. The way that we teach our students to make games is political.
Yeah. It's yeah.
And then, and there's another one that says teaching students to make games under fascism.
What the fuck?
Yep, that's the one of the conferences that they had there.
These people make our entertainment. How does that make you guys feel? Like, holy
It's
shit.
a scary thought, man.
Not only do they make our entertainment, but they are entertaining in a stupid way.
It says there's another one. The game narrative up here. Another slideshow says end white cisgendered able-bodied man as a default.
Yeah, because you want to be you want to fucking disabled people should be, you should play is fucking wheelchair clad. I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn. There's no reason you can't be in a wheelchair.
Oh yeah, a wheelchair and a woman that thinks she's a man. I mean, perfect.
So ableist.
If Uncharted was like that, I'd buy it.
Well, in any event,
I could see you climbing the side of the mountain in a wheelchair.
following up on the whole GDC thing. Today I discovered, about an hour ago, or 2 hours ago, I discovered that I have been banned from PC Gamer.
You've been banned from PC Gamer.
I have been banned from PC Gamer.
Oh, that's
I
too
can no
funny.
longer I can no longer make comments on PC Gamer articles.
Oh wow.
And it was about 16 hours ago I left my last comment, but I can to make profiles there, you have to go to Disqus, DISQUS, Disqus,
Yep.
Disqus. And you make a profile, and that lets you use the comment system that Disqus has on all these websites, and it keeps track of your comments, your discussions. You can follow people, you can have discussions, and you can recommend things, all that stuff. And I have made 4 comments on PC Gamer, so not that much. And it's very the timing seems very coincidental. So about 3-4 days ago, I did a stream with Jeff Holiday, Undoomed, Appabend, and Wizard of Cause. And we were talking about Man vs. Hire and the whole Mass Effect thing, and his racist tweets. And Jeff was talking about is he should you boycott the game? Things like that. We talked about boycotting the game. Is it right? Is it wrong? The reasons for either way. It was a really good discussion that we had. And a day ago, I made a comment on there's an article on PC Gamer called "Watch 17 Minutes of PB's Mass Effect Andromeda Loyalty Mission," and so I wrote this comment. I said, I already know people who are not going to buy this game from Origin because of the racist developer Manveer Hire, who has specifically made public his disdain for white people. Add to that this lackluster gameplay, and my curiosity about Andromeda is almost dead now. Pitiful dialogue, what looks like boring combat, strange facial animations, and to think Mass Effect 1 was among my favorite games of all time. BioWare's glory days are far, far, far behind them. And I made another comment in that thread far down that said, if pointing out racism towards white people makes me a douchebag, then I hope society never considers me a gentleman. Those are the only two comments I could see here that could even possibly be remotely considered wrongthink. Now, the author of this article is Andy Chalk, who is PC Gamer's resident white guild SJW type guy, and he has, and it just so happens that this comment was made on an article that he wrote, and now I've been banned from making comments. So I tweeted his name, and he said he'd look into it, but I've emailed PC Gamer directly to inquire as to why this is up, and it's no big loss. I could still read the articles and things. But I am banned from making comments. I'm no longer allowed to make comments on PC Gamer, and no reason has been given why, to my knowledge. I don't know where I could find the reason, but I've only made 4, and the other one was something about CPUs and should I upgrade, and the other one was about the 1080 Ti and upgrading. So that had nothing to do with anything. Those are the only 2 comments that could even possibly be construed as da-da-da. But I don't think anything in those comments was ban-worthy, really.
No.
So hopefully they'll get back to me fairly soon, because the timing of all this, with the live stream and these 2 comments and Andy Chalk, just kind of coincidental that all these things are kind of lining up. So we'll see what happens of that because of that, and we'll see. And it's not. I'm not upset about losing it, really. I want to know why, and I want to know the reason why I was banned for basically nothing.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
So we'll see what comes of that, and if it's not resolved, then I have enough stuff to make a video about it. So 100,000 plus people will see it instead of couple hundred, all the hundreds on Twitter who will see the tweets and things. So really, it's up to them.
I find some of this stuff pretty funny. Like, I've always been on the strong mind, like, if you're a business and you are, what you believe doing is protecting the interest of your employees, which means you're no longer really a business on business, you're a business on ethics. So that should be two-way street. So if you're going to look out for the best interest of your employees, then it should also be in the same hand that you look out for the best interest in your consumer. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah, and I never said anything hateful or mean-spirited or anything. But you bring it up
right
at an Andy Chalk article, and I guess anything's liable to happen.
Now, is Andy Chalk a super sensitive kind of guy? Is he your
pretty much?
Is he your typical?
Yeah, absolutely. He is.
That's probably why they're doing it. He is a special snowflake, and he is considered an asset to them, I'm sure, to a degree.
Which is why. I mean,
but
he's been with them for quite some time.
Yeah, he has. So I mean, he's probably got like some sort of tenure with them or whatever and so they just kind of side with him automatically.
Yep.
Let me see. So when I go to the thread on Twitter, someone said, "I'm shocked Manveer Hire hasn't been destroyed yet by the media. He's openly racist." And Andy Chalk said he always seemed like a pretty cool. He always seemed like a pretty cool guy to me. And Maddie says, "Haven't you seen his Twitter? You haven't seen his Twitter, haven't you? He despises white people and openly says so." And Andy Chalk says, "I've been following him for ages. He's a funny guy." And so Maddie says, "How is white bashing funny?" And Andy says, "Because it makes everyone so mad." Someone else asks, so you're okay with black bashing, Jew bashing, and Muslim bashing too then? And Chalk says, I don't actually ever recall seeing any bashing. Which makes me think that, which means that Andy Chalk directly these tweets.
They're friends. They have to be friends.
Well, he says he's always seemed like a pretty cool guy to me, and I've been following him for ages. He's a funny guy. Actually, let me screenshot all that and save it. But because if that's the case, and that's a serious. I'm not saying that is what happened. What I'm saying is, if I brought up somebody in their racist tweets on an article that was written by a guy who is friends with the person who made those tweets, and I get banned for that, then that is a serious breach in the ethics of journalism, and that's something that that's the whole Gamergate thing all over again. This is the corruption of ethics in journalism.
Yeah.
Let me save that.
There's a screenshot, I guess, of somebody like at one of these game developer conferences here at GDC, and it kind of extends, the whole participation trophy everybody used to get, or everybody gets these days, I guess. It says here, I guess in quotes at the top, it basically says, all that matters are your skills. Just do good work and you will succeed. And that was like, I guess, what they call the old think.
No, that's the what they're trying to debunk. That's the quote they're trying to debunk.
And so they said, their debunking thing, it says, it's not just your skills that matter, but also who you know, where you live, what language you speak, your gender, your skin color, or whether you even know an opportunity is there in the first place. And it says, focus on the factors that you can control, and if you don't succeed, it is not necessarily your fault.
So just give up.
Yeah,
just give up. Roll
who gives a
over.
shit? It's not your fault,
cares?
though. It's not your fault, though.
Yeah, it's not your fault. Everything that happens isn't your problem. It's something else.
The society is
about it.
Hell, the people are always talking about they want jobs and shit like that, but the way they're teaching these people is like there's not going to be anybody that actually wants to work, because hell, it's not their fault if they can't find a job. They're not even going to go out and even try.
Just go ahead and collect your government assistance.
Why not?
That's in your control, right? That's in your control.
But then if you can't get it, it's not really your fault that you can't get it. It's the government's at that point, So, because, hey.
So go make yourself sick.
Just
create your own issues, and then claim insanity when time comes, so you can collect that nice little bit of government money you can possibly get.
And this is so okay. Oh yeah, okay. Here's what somebody. I don't know if this guy was actually being serious with this tweet, but he puts it in quotation and says, "This is all bad advice." But I think that he's doing that by saying that this is what people are trying to say at GDC.
Well, no, the thing was the quote was to take something that people say, and the person presenting at GDC was making the argument that skills don't. You're a victim because of who you are and what you are, and you can always blame your failures on what you are as a person. It's identity politics in the sense that it gives you this hierarchy of victimhood.
Oh, okay,
and that's what's so damaging, is that you're telling people. One of the worst things you could tell people is that they're a victim, and that things that they can't do, there's nothing they could have done anyway, because it was somebody else trying to keep you down. But it's insanely damaging to people growing up if you tell them that. Instead of telling them you can do anything, you can succeed if you work hard enough, things like that. You're basically gimping them from the beginning. And it shouldn't be something you do. It shouldn't be something you do.
Shit. They actually have a pronoun ribbon in the GDC registration this week. They had like she, her, he, him, they, them, and Steve Gaynor.
Yeah, you can absolutely you wear these like secondary name tags that have your preferred pronouns on them.
Holy fuck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, speaking of that, my wife showed me a picture off of I guess Facebook. Since we had the new baby, I guess now that we're posting pictures of babies and stuff, like we're starting to get like that
back.
you know, those type of
All right.
tweets, or not really tweets, but like ads or whatever.
Mhm.
And there were like some picture, I guess, that this woman was saying that you are a ableist and a transphobe if you are calling your baby a he or a she. They're not old enough to decide what they are yet. So you need to call them it or them or something like that in order to, until they are able to grow up enough to decide what they are, because you are labeling them, and it's actually it's an ableist or you're a transphobe.
They're
And I'm like-
turtle emotes. Oh,
I'm like,
sorry.
my fucking god! I'm like, what the? It's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like sorry, but my granddaughter is a girl. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, deal with it, right?
Yeah. I keep joking around every time I go somewhere. They said, well, today what was it? They said, what race is she? And I think she's like half white, half black, or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't know what she identifies as. So I mean, she could identify as a Indian Muslim. So I'm not really sure. The lady didn't quite get the joke, but it was like, it's just stupid. Like, you can, at this point, you can just identify as anything. I mean,
identify
fuck.
as an electrical appliance that I normally fuck that usually pushes out 2 pieces of bread on a daily basis.
I'm identifying as a rich person, but I'm still not getting the damn government assistance to help me with that. Like, the government is like oppressing me by not supplying me with endless amounts of money.
You need to have a talk with him about that, Rambo.
I do. I need to march to Washington.
March on Washington.
Oh, happy Women's History Month. First the blacks get it, then it's the women.
Do men get a month? Like, do we get a month? I mean, we fought
Oh,
most
fuck
of the
no.
wars and
We
whatnot.
get all 10 other ones.
Not that you're white. Like, now, if you were any other race, you could probably get a month. But like, no. Now
Why
that
not,
we're
though?
white,
Like,
because we already have, like, we're the ones who created the months. By God.
I think it's time that men get something. Well, I mean, yeah, Father's Day. We get Father's Day, okay? So
That's just obligatory.
That's one thing, okay? And that's just assuming that I'm a father, bastards. So, like,
That was obligatory.
that's obligatory. So, like, if you think about that, though, like, why don't guys get something cool? Like, why the fuck don't we? I mean, we, like, the male... dude, we fought in every single war. We've defended nations. We've defended children. We've defended families, women of all ages. Why the fuck doesn't guys get that again? Because last I checked, Black History Month, that's a depressing month. Women's, what is it? Like you said, Women's Rights Month, right? Is pretty much what it is.
Yep.
Women's History Month, yeah.
Women's History Month, right? Cool, great. They got something. I'm not saying they shouldn't have it. I'm just saying, why don't guys have something? That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We fight all the fucking wars, but we don't get shit, really? Oh,
No.
Well,
we get,
fight the wars too, sir.
We
That
get
actually
ladies
reminds me-
night at the bar.
When it comes to all the time, and we saw it at GDC, the whole thing about males and gaming, white males is
Pretty
default
much
in gaming.
males are the devil.
Yeah, Ian Miles Chong actually did. Let me see. Let me bring this up real quick.
It's what they don't understand though is like all their little months and everything would never have happened without a man.
there you go. Boom.
Yeah, sure,
my
you can
wife's
celebrate it all you
100%
want, but just
totally
remember
down for
who
the
gave that to you, motherfucker. Because like, if it wasn't for us, you sure as hell would never have been born.
Get back to the kitchen, woman. No, I'm just kidding.
She's
I'm
fucking
kidding. I'm
passed out,
kidding.
so let's talk about this. There's no risk of getting smacked. Go ahead.
All right. Let me scroll down.
Well, there's a reason why Rags likes the penis more often than vagina. I mean,
I had never said that actually. So Ian Miles Chung tweeted, there are more male protagonists than female ones in video games because male protagonists allow developers more creative freedom. The Galbrush paradox. Imagine, if you will, a video game character. Socially awkward, inept, pathetic, the worst pirate ever. A goddamn laughingstock, and that's all right. He was designed that way. The name is Guybrush. Now imagine Guybrush with all of the flaws as Galbrush, a girl. You fucking sexist. And that's why men White men are more prevalent in games than women because no one gives a crap. They can be whatever people want them to be, stupid, smart, a stud, fatty, because no one is ever offended when it happens to a
Are
white
you
man.
body shaming now?
That's actually true. I actually agree with that, because I've never once heard anybody complain about a video game character that was white, or the white male video game characters that were stupid and like presented as like some poor homeless person or whatever. But as soon as you actually have a female character that is to them over sexualized or kind of homely looking, there's always some sort of offense taken somewhere. Somebody has some sort of problem. So I mean, yeah, I guess the path of least resistance is the reason why they mainly probably choose the white male. It's a sad thing that like they're kind of scared to branch out away from that just simply because of the hate they would get, because they have to create it just like as a perfect image of what these people want for the female. Otherwise, it's sexist and everything else.
Yeah.
Apparently, also Horizon Zero Dawn is a JW racist list for culturally appropriating Native American aesthetic.
What?
Wait, huh?
Well, yeah, of course. He also said something about how Ian's played Horizon Zero Dawn, and if anything else, it shows that because it's supposed to be this feminist game and everything, but apparently because there's matriarchal societies in it.
It is. It is.
And he shows that they can be equally shitty as patriarchal ones.
Yep.
So
and actually what's funny is like I'm not going to give it away, but like anything away, but the protagonist is actually like kind of, as of right now, I haven't got that, real far into it, but as of right now, she's like really fighting against what the whole matriarch stands for. Like basically the matriarch will shun you if they don't agree with some rule that you did or whatever, or if you actually walk outside their gates to go maybe even into like the wild to like search or whatever, kind of look around, you are shunned, you are an outcast, and nobody in the matriarch or under the matriarch's power or whatever can talk to you. Like if you pass by, and even if you're dying on the side of the road, they just gotta walk right past you. You're shunned, like basically the what are those people that ride on a horse and buggy?
Carriages?
Amish?
No, those Amish people. Yeah, you're shunned
Amish.
like them. You're shunned. And so she actually grew up as an outcast, and so she hates that.
On that same note, he was retweeting someone who's saying this. A problem I have with Horizon Zero Dawn is that I feel like Aloy wouldn't be as well adjusted she is in the situation she is. She's an outcast. Her tribe basically shunned her and threw literal rocks at her, but she's still a noble, heroic, well-adjusted woman. My theory is that people are able to write messed up characters, are afraid to write messed up characters for fear of, quote, handling it wrong, end quote.
What the fuck?
That's a fair point, because the shit that they showed the story of like what she went through growing up.
You can't show a woman getting fucked up in a video game.
Well, it definitely the way she's like he said, that she's very well adjusted, despite all the shit that she took, which is kind of almost unrealistic in a way, because you definitely would. Going through what she went through as a kid, and not understanding actually why. You would be messed up in the head, once you got older. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, absolutely. That would fuck you up.
Yeah.
In a world like that where social interaction is a matter of survival, I'm guessing.
Yep.
And you would think that being an outcast from society would mean, a lot. Especially because, sexual dimorphism exists. Especially as a woman, you'd have a way tougher time. Because there's a reason that matriarchal societies and human civilization never really got anywhere. There would have to be either. Not even like Minoan culture was matriarchal. There's some primitive ones in the woods and stuff that still exist, the jungles and whatnot, but they don't get anywhere. They're very, very small. It would take some sort of a. It would take some sort of. There's just a reason they don't go places.
What you talk about, man? Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, well, but you got to remember, I mean, Clinton wants us to live in a bubble. And
All hail Clinton.
it's supposed to be matriarchal, right? Like, it's supposed to be a thing that she wants. So it's coming. These SJWs are going to get their bubble life eventually.
I just want to know when men could, since there are more women in college than men, when men can be put on the list for affirmative action. Because, you know, we're the minority in college
Never,
now, so
never.
I just, you know.
It's because you have that thing between your legs. That's why.
His big-ass dick.
You got the wiener.
We do have to talk about the 1080 Ti a little bit.
Ooh.
Yeah,
okay,
oh, yeah,
that's always fun.
definitely.
Yeah.
Who here is planning on getting one?
I wish.
What do you mean you
I
wish?
plan on getting
In my
one, but it's gonna
dreams?
be a little bit. It'll be a little bit
Next
later.
year.
Well, you know, the 1080, its starting point got bumped down to $500.
Oh, snap.
So, I mean, that is the 1080 is a low-end 4K gaming. So lowish middle tier 4K gaming card. So, I mean, for $500, and here's the thing: $500 for a 1080 is a really good deal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That is an insanely good card, and that means the prices of a lot of stuff is going to go down too. But with 1080s being $500, it makes you wonder, what's Scorpio is what now?
they haven't given the price, but I would guess anywhere from $399 to $499.
For the Scorpio? You think
I
it'd be
would get-
$400?
Well, well, the reason why I say that is because I have a feeling that they are going with the Jaguar CPU, basically making the Xbox One Pro, kind of like what PlayStation did.
Well, wasn't it always supposed to be Xbox One Pro?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be basically the same thing as like the PlayStation, except it's just going to have
bit
more
more
RAM, and more oomph in the GPU area. But it's basically going to still have the same the same bottlenecks that the PS4 Pro has. That's the reason why I think that it's going to be around the $399, $499 frame. Now, if they actually go with a better CPU in there, then I'm guessing probably around $699.
I wouldn't be surprised if 600 was the release price of it.
Yeah, I mean, if they go with the good one, a good CPU, I would definitely put it up there with that.
I mean, I'll put it this way. Sorry, go ahead.
This is Scorpio. I mean, it was marketed as, of course, a premium product. It's not for everybody. I mean, it's an enthusiast. I mean, it's been marketed as this enthusiast grade thing, and when the end of 2017 does roll around, and it comes out in October, November, probably right before the holidays. By that point, what will a 1080 cost by then? If it's 500 now, what will it cost then?
Maybe 400.
Maybe 400.
If you're lucky,
I mean,
because Vega is going to be coming around that corner. So
yeah, and so I hear people saying, "Oh, you know, Nvidia sure is." Really, nothing says they're scared of Vega here, because this is kind of in line with what they've always done. You know, 6 to 9 months after they have a card release, they'll release a TI version of it, and then everything else behind it will get cut down in price. I mean, it's nothing really out of the ordinary here, other than normally the jump between a version and the TI isn't normally as big as it is with the 1080 Ti, because the 1080 Ti they're saying it's 35% faster than a 1080.
damn,
And-
really?
Yeah, 35% faster. And it is more powerful than a Titan X. And it is, I mean, they talked about all this stuff. They're talking about, there's supposed to be an average of a bunch of improvements with DX12, especially how DX12 can get an average of like 16% faster with the 1080 Ti's tech, stuff like that. You can read the articles. I don't get too techie about it, but I will say that my plan is to get one. At this point, it's to get one, but I'm gonna wait until all the other variants come out. Ideally, let me see. Like, because I've had really good experiences with Zotac, and even though it does cost a little more, they do make normally the most high-end version of cards. So I will probably wait until a 1080 Ti, a Zotac 1080 Ti Amp Extreme comes out, if they do make one. And if that's the case, that's probably what I'm going to do. and I'm probably going to be getting at least, if I sell my 980 Ti's, I could probably get at least 600. If I sell each one for 300,
Yeah.
at least then I could. That's almost the price of a 1080 Ti.
Huh?
I'm putting the value of a Zotac 1080 Ti Amp Extreme at around $750 to $780.
All right, guys, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Right.
So that's probably my plan for now, but that's tentative to change at at a moment's notice.
One of my favorite things that they've done that I've seen so far with the 1080 Ti is they've made a reference to that old like guitar amp thing where they go like where people wish they could turn it up to 11, where the 1080 Ti has 11 gigs of VRAM. And I just
Yeah,
thought that was cool.
GDDR5X.
Yeah, I just thought that was cool because it's 1 past 10. It's just meant to run everything extreme.
But I mean, $700 is the starting price of it, I believe, and I mean that's 35% faster than a 1080. I mean, damn. That's a fast video. That's a fast
How much
GPU.
faster is it than a 980 Ti?
I don't know. I mean, if it's a 1080 is better than a 980 Ti.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, with my version, it's not too much better, but it is better. I mean, but mine, you can buy what I have for $350 or so. So I didn't upgrade to 1080 Ti's because the 1080s because the 1080 Ti was right around the corner. And the difference in price, it wouldn't be there for long enough for me to spend all the extra money. So I just didn't bother. And of course, my computer is really, really strong as it is. I'm just a frame rate whore and all. In fact, I actually am getting back into Metal Gear Solid to beat it. And the game automatically loaded it up at like 3,000 something by 2,000 and something, and everything's on ultra, and it still stays at 60 because it's capped at 60. So I'm like, I'll just keep it here because 60 is the cap anyway. The only time it dips below 60 is when it is raining and I Fulton extracts somebody, and for a couple seconds it dips a little bit below 60. But Metal Gear Solid is a good looking game, and normally I play at 1440p, so I was playing at like 2000p or whatever it's called. So no, that was really nifty to see. It is really nice, but I need to finish that game. I need to go back through all these games that I have started because I played it for 52 or so hours until I got out of it, distracted by other things, and so I need to get back into it, go for it. But in terms of, all right, I keep seeing this. People keep tweeting me. People keep bringing it up in the chat. This thing about JTech TV. I have like, I mean, the JTech TV is a liar. He's a huge liar. Don't believe anything he says. Right? He's
what did he say?
About,
I don't know what
he apparently I backed out of a debate or something. We don't have a debate scheduled. We've never scheduled one. He has the Game Talk Discord. He can hop in whenever he wants to. I mean, there's never been any sort of debate set up ever. He's never given me a topic. He's never given me anything, and he keeps talking about it. He wants your attention. Just stop going to his channel and giving him attention. He's a failure of a YouTuber. He's a failure of a human being. Stop giving him attention. He's just like Mr. NoobTube Gamer. They just want attention from big channels that are actually successful.
What's actually funny is Mr. NoobTube Gamer is actually supposedly doing a debate with JTech, but JTech wanted it at a time frame when NoobTube was in school. So,
of course.
I don't know. It was kind of odd seeing them two go back and forth at it. I was like, what the hell? I was like,
autism fights autism.
Yeah, I'm like, I'd almost pay to watch that one.
Man, I would probably watch that, and I do a poll to see who's the biggest retard.
Yeah, basically that's what I'd be watching it for.
But
it's like with bum fights.
JTech had like 3 demands set up. He said I had to stop drinking triangle juice, and I had to Google it. It's like the little frozen things that are kind of shaped like a triangle, and you squeeze the bottom and it comes out the top.
Okay.
They still make those?
Yeah, I guess they do. I didn't know. I had to look up what they were. It's called triangle juice. And he also said I had to stop. There were like 84 kids I dropped an elephant on or something. I don't know, some nonsense for a second debate.
Yeah, because Semantic, I saw Semantic like tweet you something like a picture of Horizon Zero Dawn and said like to quit dropping elephants on kids or whatever. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean?
I have no idea what that means. And the third one was that I have to show a picture of my PS4 because he
And you
didn't
did.
believe that I had one. And then I was like, might as well. I'll go ahead and grab it. So I went ahead and grabbed it and took a picture of it so everyone could see. I mean, I do have a PlayStation 4. But when we're not going to have a debate, probably, because there's nothing to debate. He's just a trolly little child. He's nonsensical, and he just wants to try and piggyback some hate watchers on his failing YouTube channel. I mean, he's just a cancerous peasant of a corporate slave, and nothing has to be gained from it, and I'm just not going to give him the satisfaction of even having my attention for that long. I mean, I'm not even going to think about him anymore. He's just a nobody channel that I have. I mean, I got here late. I have surpassed him many times over. I have won all of my DMCA attempts that he's filed against me. He's committed perjury against me. He's a bad person. All right. Some people are just annoying little shits, but he is a bad person because he goes and he attacks channels. When the first interaction he ever had with me was him trying to take down 3 videos of mine that were critical of him. He is not a good person, and there's a reason why the people who follow him are a bunch of autistic retards, and why he has a tiny little channel, and he's on his second account, and he's been doing this for years and years and years. Probably never break 8,000 subs. And the only reason they're there is to hate watch him. All of his videos are negative.
That what's it called? The PS News Now guy that y'all did a video on.
Yeah.
He also tweeted out somewhere that he said, like, people are lucky I don't go around like issuing DMC takedowns or whatever, because I never gave anybody permission to use my video in a critical video of me or whatever. So
yeah, it's like his consent is not required.
Yeah, but I mean, it's only a matter of time if y'all continue to actually hit on him that you're gonna end up going through that same shit that you went through with JTech. Yeah,
I mean, it's just these channels are small for a reason, despite all they try to build up these big communities and they hang out with loot. And these are just miserable little channels who are intellectually vapid. They are ridiculous. They are tiny little nobodies, and they're always going to stay that way because, God, it's a whole bunch of reasons, but I mean, everything I said before is among them. And I know PS News Now, this guy, he did a live stream because he does like this gamer couch
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And he spent like 5-6 minutes boo-hooing and bitching and moaning about comment sections and things. And apparently he took down his response to me, and he said he was getting so emotional, and he's like, he was at the damn verge of tears. But you can go to one of his live streams. He doesn't bring me up, but he's talking about me. And he's a little bitch, man. He's just a little bitch. He wants attention. He got it. And now he's reaping what he sows. What's
crazy is that he never used to be that person. Like, he used to just like to talk about like PlayStation news or whatever. And I mean, he was never really, I mean, I guess he was always a fanboy, but it just never really came out because it was always more about just, PlayStation news, which was fine. But then all of a sudden, like whatever happened, I guess, whenever you came into the picture, it like changed a lot of these people's, like, you definitely affected more people than just like JTech or whatever, because like it branched out to all these other pro PlayStation channels, to where that like they're all like starting to go after you and starting to be like this victimhood type thing to where
absolutely
it's
we're
just a really weird thing.
This one guy out of nowhere came in and he got all these subs and he makes videos that people actually want to watch, and he surpassed us many times over, and he's a one-man show. He doesn't even fucking get money from this shit. And they're pissed off, and I don't know if they're jealous or envious. I don't know if they just got to stick up their ass for me. And then they make videos and they talk shit, and then they get the attention they claim that they want so much, and then now they bitch and moan, and they go to their little channels and they disable the comments and they delete videos and they play the victims.
You're
and
a
they
bully.
Bitch and they moan to each other.
You're a bully.
Yeah, because I'm a bully and bullshit like that. And he white knights for these other little channels that say stupid bullshit like Horizon Zero Dawn's feminist and stuff like that. I mean, you get what's coming to you, and that's what you do. You want the attention. Well, you got the attention.
Yeah, it's like I mean, if you're gonna do the stupid shit, I mean, you might and you're wanting the obviously you do it for attention. That's the only reason that you would actually go out and like make it public what you're doing. And so when you're getting it, you can't be picky and pick and choose like what type of attention you're getting. You just have to accept all the attention. So, I mean, I don't understand like why, like they go after you, but then whenever you do something or say something about them, it's like some sort of like I can't believe he did this type thing.
And look, I tell people regularly. I tell people I have that disclaimer in the front of my videos for it's not there for show. And I've said in the videos, and I've said in comments, and I've said on Twitter, don't go to these channels just to harass them. I know people will do it because that's just the statistical reality of it. I could tell people specifically that I've told people if you do this, you're directly acting against my wishes, and some asshole will still do it. Like with that kid I did a response to. I spent like 2 minutes at the beginning of the video saying, don't go to this dude's channel. There's no link in the description because I don't want people going there. And if you do find it, I would prefer you don't leave a comment because things have already been said that need to, but at least be constructive and supportive. And some asshole still goes into my comment section and posts a link to his video.
Oh God.
Yeah. All right. People still do that. It's just the nature of the beast. I have 200 and let me check.
Well, you can't control them people. So I mean,
I have 207,506 subs now. Yesterday I got 429. Tuesday I got 594. Monday I got 6. Damn, I'm doing really good. In the last 30 days I'm up 13,500. And that's more than they have ever. All right. And first that's not an appeal to popularity. I'm not saying I'm right because I'm more popular. I'm just saying I have gained more subs in 30 days than these people will probably ever get. And there is a reason for that. But if you pick on someone who has 208,000 subs, you have to understand that there are strings attached to that. That doesn't stop me. I'm doing a video on a channel that has 6.5 million subs right now. There are strings attached to that. I did a video on the No. They've got supporters. I do a video on Mr. Matty Plays. He's got supporters. That I don't care. I believe that my arguments are sound and I stand by them.
Rex
and the last thing I'm going to
Matty
do...
B.
Matty B?
Yes, please look him up and take him down.
Matty B. M-A-T-T-Y-B?
Yep, Matty B raps. He's a little kid rapper. Take him down.
Matty B.
Oh God.
I'm not even gonna click.
He's a.
No, I'm not even gonna do it. But for those of you,
watch him every day. Take him down.
But for those of you interested, it's in the chat. That's the live stream he did. This is just listen to the first 5. They don't even start until the 18th minute. But the first 5 or 6 minutes, he basically bitches and whines and plays victim, and he's brought all this on himself. And he could, if he wants to do one of these live streams, I'm not making extra time for a little nobody like him. I'm not making extra time for him. If he wants to pop in one of these, or if I'm doing a live stream with someone else and he wants to pop in, that's totally fine. But he's not worth the extra effort. And neither is JTech TV. Neither is Mr. NoobTube Gamer. None of these guys are worth me taking time out of my life for them. They're not worth it.
What's crazy is that this PS Now guy said that, you know, that hour-long video that you did, that he successfully trolled you into making this video. So he was happy that you made the video, but then all of a sudden, like once, like I guess the repercussions of that came to him. It was like, wait a minute, I didn't want that. I just don't want to, you know. Then he became the victim. But I mean, he was like bragging about you, like, oh, I triggered him so bad he made an hour-long video, you know, and. It was this huge brag thing, and then all of a sudden it became, oh, please stop the hate. There's so much hate, and
yeah, like they're not used to it. A lot of these channels will do this shit, and they're not used to it. This Horizon Zero Dawn is Feminist. 4 days ago, I uploaded that. It has 147,000 views. It is a like ratio of 90%, and which is lower than I thought it'd be actually. But you have this channel has 500, 600 subs, something like that. And again, I don't really care, to be honest. So with this channel like this, they're not used to that kind of exposure. They just don't know how to handle it. And she was, for days, she was responding to comments in her video, trying to say this and that. Oh, you just don't get it. Oh, you just don't listening. All this, all this bullshit. In fact, she made a video of, not too long ago, because there's for those of you who don't know, in the new Lord of the Rings, trailer, there's a black guy who's a soldier of Gondor, right? There's a black guy, which makes no narrative sense at all. Right, based on the Middle Earth, it just doesn't make any sense at all.
Right, and
so people were saying that this isn't true to the lore, and he's so in your face in the trailer, it doesn't make any sense. Lord of the Rings, the lore just doesn't allow for this. The amount of things that would have to happen to allow a black Gondorian soldier to exist are so insanely coincidental. It'd just be just incredible. And so then she did the same thing. She said, "Oh, it doesn't matter what the race is, but let me talk about race. It doesn't matter what sex is. Talk about sex. It's just another one of these videos." And but it all comes back to these channels will do stuff like this. And if your arguments are correct, right? If your arguments are right, then you can stand by them. And I see she is. And every time I come back to the video to look at stuff, she has pinned a new comment in support of her. The top comment on her video. Let me read it. People say that video games should not be political about AAA games are out of their minds. Once you've crossed that boundary of attempting to represent and simulate lifelike interactions between people, you are portraying politics, interactions, and power dynamics between characters.
But that's the point, though. That's between characters, not people. There's a difference. I don't know why she's trying to link the two together.
She said, "Well said. I can't think of any video game that does not deal with politics. Then you're retarded."
Wow.
He's like, you can't think of a single game. I mean, like Rocket League, so political.
The fucking liberals in Rocket League. Fuck them, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
One of the videos I'm gonna do after I finish this one. It will be probably about politics in video games, because it's coming up. You've got GDC. I've got all the examples. I would love. Ian Miles Chong actually does have. He has open DMs, I think. So I would love to DM him and say, "Hey, is there a way? I'm going to make this video about politics and gaming, and I would love to get, because you're political and you're gaming, and there's a lot of crossover there, and I would love to have you." Could you send me some things that I should look at? Could you give me compilations of sources and lists? Could you send anything my way that you find especially egregious? Because I want to feature this. I got 207,000 subs. I get a lot of exposure, a lot of views, and I want to fight the good fight. So we'll see how that goes.
Hopefully it works out for you,
But long story short, if you put something on YouTube, be prepared to stand by it or retract it. Yep. And there have been people I've made videos on, and they profited from it because they accepted the criticism, and they did so with a good spirit. And they said, "Okay, you're right. I was wrong. I wasn't thinking well. I didn't do this." And their response videos have been positive, and their channels have been successful because of it. And I thought better of them as people because they did it. But if you keep doubling down on something that's wrong and something that I've demonstrated is wrong, and if my arguments are better, people will side with me and they'll think worse of you.
Pretty much.
But also, before it slips my mind, on my Twitter, I had that poll still posted, still pinned. But have your expectations of the next Elder Scrolls game been affected by CD Projekt Red's The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt? Now, without looking at the poll, which do you think yes or no won?
Oh, it's pretty self-evident.
It'd probably be yes.
Yes, it was yes.
By how much?
Probably 97%.
I was gonna say 56, 57%.
Well, the margin between the yeses and nos is 6%.
Wow.
Really?
53% said yes, 47% said no. There are 87 comments, and there were 1,855 votes.
That's surprising, actually.
I thought it would be. I thought it would be yes, and I thought the gap would be bigger as well. But I'm going to read through these and see.
That's kind of amazing. I thought for sure it would have been around the 56. 50,
yeah.
Huh.
a lot of the top-rated comments are things like, every open world game after The Witcher 3 is kind of mad, blah, blah, blah. People say The Witcher 3 has shown that you can make an excellent game that sticks to its roots while still being a good RPG. People say, yes, Bethesda RPGs are garbage in comparison. But some of them, for the no side, seem to be pretty reasonable here. Like this one says, Huey Pancakes says, they were affected by Fallout 4 even more. It proved they don't care about making good RPGs anymore. And he's not the only person. A lot of people who voted no say that they are more affected by Fallout 4 than The Witcher 3, and how they expect Elder Scrolls to be worse off based on what they saw in Fallout 4.
Oh, I can
comment after comment saying
that's
no,
a pretty sound. That's a pretty sound opinion on that.
I think so too, absolutely. Because I was expecting people. I was thinking people would draw connections between Elder Scrolls and The Witcher 3 because they're both sword, shield, magic, fantasy. But people are drawing the connection between Bethesda games and Bethesda games. You know, within the own developer, Fallout 3 compared to RPGs. And I mean, I keep going down these comments. I see it over and over. You know, it's because how they treated Fallout because of Fallout 4, that sort of thing. For me, though, it's a definite yes. And like the way that I treat the next Bethesda game, whether it be Fallout or Elder Scrolls or a new IP, if they want to do that, but especially with an Elder Scrolls game, my expectations of that, my bar is far higher for this game because of The Witcher 3, because Bethesda has the money and they have the talent if they want to tap into it, if their devs are allowed to do what they need to do. But yeah, it was only 53-47. Someone's bringing up Elder Scrolls Online is lower the
that's surprising. But now that they drew that connection between the Fallout, like what they did with the Fallout series, and what they fear that they might do with the Elder Scrolls based on that Fallout 4, I can see the reason why the no's were, because they weren't really thinking of Witcher with the Witcher. They were really thinking of just
Fallout,
Bethesda in general.
Mm-hmm. That
Which I mean,
decline.
It definitely makes me think that the Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever is going to be just basic casual garbage. You know, I mean, it's not going to be a definite RPG. If it is still if it still has more of the RPG roots, it's going to definitely be geared more towards the easier casual players, so that way they can sell more. They're more into trying to sell more than they are trying to create the games.
That's fair enough.
But I think they are going to lose a lot of customers after Fallout 4 because, I mean, what they did to the Fallout series was like just atrocious. So I don't see a lot of people having a lot of faith in the next Elder Scrolls game.
I certainly don't.
I don't either. They killed Fallout for me.
They really did. I mean, I have no. It's kind of like with. It's a shame how these companies are just flipping, and I'm just going to different companies. I mean, it used to be like BioWare used to be the go-to for RPGs, and they made excellent games. The Knights of the Old Republic, Mass Effect 1. They had Dragon Age Origins, for instance, and then their games just got worse and worse, and they turned into just cover-based shooters that were in interesting sort of places. And I mean, it is the same thing has happened to Fallout. I mean, there's been a steady decline in simplification in Elder Scrolls that goes back to Morrowind and then Oblivion and then Skyrim, which really was an extremely simple game, and it was not to that game's advantage. The game had a lot of really good marketing, and the art looked good for it, and the promise of this open world game. But I still think Skyrim is an immensely overrated game for what it is. It's up there with The Last of Us and Overwatch.
Yeah, I've actually never played that game. I watched my son play it, and I mean, from the praise that it got, and how everybody talks about it, I didn't see it. I mean, from the time that I've spent watching him play it, it just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be something that I'd be interested in.
But I mean, with The Witcher 3 and the care and detail and all the work that was put into that, I am definitely expecting Bethesda to step up their game in order to now that CD Projekt Red has shown, and Jade Empire exactly, Caesar. But I'm expecting far more of Bethesda now. Absolutely.
Well, hell, I mean,
far more
after Witcher 3 and after Horizon Zero Dawn, because both of those are like a really damn good RPG. So after seeing both of those actually come out, they really got to set their game up in the RPG world.
Because Bethesda's whole open world thing, I mean, they don't have the kind of monopoly they kind of used to have on it in a sense. They never had a monopoly, of course, but they were always like the go-to for open world RPGs, and that is definitely not the that's not how it is anymore.
No, what they've done is they've taken what was the norm, and not only did they build upon it, but they were able to optimize it to run better. They were able to make it look better. If this is any indication, look at the system requirements of Skyrim, and then turn around and look at them for The Witcher. I mean, The Witcher can run on some pretty low-end hardware to get the minimal, and it would still.
It runs on consoles.
Yeah, and it could still run and look pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great on consoles. I mean,
you try that shit with a Bethesda game, and that's just gonna run like garbage. You know what I mean?
Well, Fallout looks
4 looks
really
real. It's I've seen it on console, and it. Ooh.
Yeah, okay. I was like, when I thought you were about to say it looked good, I was like, well, no, it didn't.
No,
so,
it does. No.
no.
Which is a shame
Okay.
because on PC it looks fantastic.
But I mean, the earlier Fallout games actually looked pretty decent on console. So I don't know what they did different with this one.
Like with 3 in New Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, they look decent. I wasn't saying they look good. I'm just saying they look decent, but not. I didn't find Fallout 4 to have the same quality.
They don't age well though. I mean, when you
no,
look
not at all.
They really haven't aged well in terms of their graphics at all. The
when
best thing to look at them is say it's an art style and then just go from there.
When you play Fallout 3 on the backwards compatibility, I've seen people like post the gameplay on it, and it has not aged well at all. You can definitely tell that it seems like a very early last gen game.
Yes, it does. But there is a scale to it that allows them to say, at least we have a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And the stuff and the background stuff, the leveling up, the skills, things like that. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that doesn't require graphics, and it doesn't require this, that, and the other thing. It's just numbers of your character. It's just damage and things like that. I mean, there's no excuse for taking back steps. I mean, as technology gets better and better, we should be making better and better games. And they just want to simplify everything, and the game definitely hurt because of it. I mean, watching Mr. Matty play Fallout on consoles, it is shocking how close the pop-ins are for things like trees and rocks and buildings. I mean, there's so many places where I could see the corner of the universe because the game is it has a limit on how much it can load, and even then the frame rate is just tanking. I mean,
I don't understand that I see that. I've seen that too when I played it, but I don't understand like what it is with that game, because that game graphically and I guess the world, like compared to like say, I mean, the only other thing that I'm like on top of my mind right now is like Horizon Zero Dawn. That's a huge open world, and you don't have near the pop-ins or even near any part of the problem. So is it still the engine that they're using?
Well, this guy's saying Fallout 4 graphics were disappointing on all platforms. I disagree. On PC, it looked pretty.
Oh no, on
good.
PC it looked good. I started it up on my PC, and it looked pretty damn good.
And especially with the mods you can slap on there, like the true weather mods, fog, mist, things like that. It looks really, really good, actually. Very, very immersive. So I don't agree at all that it
guys fixed it. Did you guys hear about that?
Do what?
Huh? Minecraft in 4K looks like Roblox in 720p.
Oh, Minecraft can look gorgeous with mods. It can legitimately look gorgeous. Absolutely. Oh well.
What mods do I mean? Like, isn't the mods like the plastic and the
for what?
For Minecraft, like, isn't that what
there's a gajillion.
I haven't ever checked into it because I've only seen
there's just so many I wouldn't even know.
All I gotta say is DB mod makes that game look amazing.
I've only seen
everything from lighting
and
changes to ambient occlusion fixes to ambience to weather effects to just
literally
anything.
Yeah,
they're just anything.
DB mod does all of that, and it fucking makes it look amazing.
I've only played it. I did 100% it, I guess, on an Xbox, but it was more of just like going after the 100%. It wasn't really to play it. But then when my wife saw me doing that, like on the PlayStation 4, she like wanted to play with me, so we like built a like we're building, just building shit or whatever. So we weren't really playing it per se to know it. But that's my only experience with Minecraft. I've seen people play it on PC, like as far as like the on YouTube videos, and I see they have like a shit ton more options as far as like what you can use and tools and shit.
Oh yeah. It's I mean, it was made on PC. It was ported to consoles.
It was definitely a PC game.
Oh yeah, and the mod options are just insanely extensive. I mean, they're really.
Yeah, see, I've never gone
else.
to check out like the mods and shit for it. I actually own it on PC, which is kind of funny. I own the actual Mojang one, but I just never have. I don't know why I bought it. I guess I bought it when I first got the PC, thinking, oh, that'll be good for my YouTube channel. But then I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna play fucking Minecraft.
Then like 10 of them come out as pedos, and you're like, I'm done.
It's a shame. It's a shame that the game has a reputation for being children squeakers who are whining and bitching and moaning, because the game is really is fantastic. And I don't think there's a counter that shows how much I've played it, but I bought the game when it was an early beta before they put ladders in the game. I stuck with the development. I got all the updates. I played it a lot. I mean, it is probably one of my most played games of all time. I played on my MacBook, was able to run it. I played it on my old computer. I played on this one. I've tinkered with it on a cousin's Xbox, but it is. I mean, if I've played 500 plus hours easily.
Very addicting game.
I mean, it just lets you do whatever you want, really, and there's definitely something to be and there's something to be said for that. I mean, it does have a very young, cancerous following of weaker children types, but the game itself really is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
You can just lose yourself. You can just lose especially when you're playing alone, and you just kind of you're building this and you're digging your tunnels down below and you're exploring. You just get lost in this
really
world.
relaxing.
Very relaxing.
I did find it to be relaxing,
sort of
just
game.
Playing it like kind of casually, just like what you said, like going into the underground. And I mean, like you said, you can just get lost in there. There's so much shit down there that you can't see until you get down there. But I mean, what was the thing? I've seen worlds where people have created.
Oh yeah, some people go nuts with it.
My God, these people are fucking talented, man.
We are at the 2-hour mark, and we have devolved into talking about Minecraft.
Hey, for once, we're talking about the thing that we always put this video as.
It's good though. I actually kind of prefer talking about games and people and all the game-related drama. At least if we're gonna talk about drama, at least have it be game-related drama.
Do you watch? Speaking of, like, let's talk about this. I know you're a Witcher fan. Have you watched?
Favorite game of all time.
Have you ever watched anything that Rage Fist ever does?
No.
So he came up with something saying like there's a pretty good chance that The Witcher was ripped off.
What do you mean The Witcher was ripped off?
Like the character,
from the book, yeah.
From a book or some shit like that, I guess.
No, yeah, it's from the Witcher books. There are Witcher books. It's based off of the books. It's loosely based off the books of The Witcher. Okay. Geralt, the character from the books. Yeah, it's not right. It's directly from that. I mean, it's like a national treasure kind of, because of how it portrays Polish folklore and how proud the company is. But by the way, CD Projekt Red is bigger than Capcom. But they but I mean, like when Obama went to visit Poland, they gave him a copy. They presented him with a copy of The Witcher 2. I mean, it's very important to them because it shows the world that they can make this quality product, that it is a showing of their culture and their folklore and their traditions. It's something that can be enjoyed by people all around the globe. I mean, it's important to them, and rightfully so. It's a big deal. And Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is my favorite game of all time.
Yeah, Caesar, you're right. See, okay, so it says Caesar said it right. He says Razor Fist meant that it was plagiarized from Elric. Plagiarized from Elric. Yeah, The Witcher was plagiarized from Elric. Yeah.
Of another book series.
Yeah, it was an old French comic, if I remember correct, Caesar. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it was a French comic. And
No, I don't know anything about it.
I was gonna say you should look into it. That's pretty interesting stuff. It's an interesting watch. Either way, it's good. I don't think it's gonna sway you. I mean, Witcher is still gonna be a good series no matter what. So. Oh man. So are they coming out with another Witcher by any chance, or are they going to keep adding on?
They haven't ruled out going back to the series, but they have no plans right now.
Yeah,
of going back to the Witcher's universe. They're focusing on Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I mean that like they've said that they're not ruling it out, but it's like they basically have said that they're not interested in even entertaining the thought right now.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, it kind of shows that they focus like that. Whenever they make a project, they're focusing on that project. You know,
yeah,
they're not branching out to and kind of like sidestepping a project to make it kind of like a half-assed thing. So, I really think that Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be a excellent fucking game.
I think so too, based on what CD Projekt, because they show something that they show that they can take criticisms of game, because The Witcher 2 it's one of my favorite games ever, but it has some very real flaws with it, and there's a reason that it's very divisive amongst people in terms of how good it is. A lot of people just can't play it. It is a very tough game. It does not hold your hand, but it is one of my favorite games ever. It is fantastic. But they took that and they were able to mainstream it, quote unquote, while still keeping a level of skill necessity and things like that. Witcher 3 is definitely easier than 2, but I mean they made the game better in almost every aspect. And so I feel like they can take all of the feedback from The Witcher 3 that they've received and not regress like Bethesda would, or how BioWare would, and they can move forward and they'll be better off for it. They can do it. They can be like Respawn, and they could listen to criticism and fix their game and make an excellent masterpiece.
Yeah.
As a result.
Yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with the Cyberpunk game, especially after seeing like what you said, like what they did with the Witcher series. So I'm hoping that it'll start, come out the gate with kind of right on track with being like one of the greatest games that year, whatever it releases.
I haven't even gotten to. I'm almost at the part where I think I'm just now at the story part where I can start Blood and Wine, but I'm hesitant to do so because I know once I finish it, there will be no more Witcher 3 left for me to do. So it's like when you get to the end of a really good book and you get nervous because it's almost over. I don't want it to be over. I want to keep going, but the season's got to end eventually.
I've been there with a few games too. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to finish this yet.
Every Batman game has done that to me. Every
Batman sucks. No, pre-order everything. Or Stormspark in the chat wanted me to bring up. He today we were talking on Twitter or whatever. Somebody mentioned Crap Gamer, and he said he's never heard of him or whatever. So he asked for his handle, and I guess I gave him his Twitter handle, and he basically just tweeted Xbox One was the inside job, and he was immediately blocked.
Oh, wait, let's check Crap Gamer. He's done pretty typical 4 videos today. Let's see, 1, 2. Okay, there are 6 games that say a day or more recent. Oh boy. Horizon Zero Dawn First Thoughts and Impressions. That is a 35% like ratio. Oh boy. Let's see.
Well, because he probably played about an hour worth, if anything.
He only stole an hour's worth of footage. So.
Well, no, actually, I mean, I've actually added somehow, I don't know why, but he added me on PlayStation.
Oh boy.
Or he accepted my friendship or whatever.
I
still can't
yourself with me, right?
Well, no, I did it so that way I could see his trophies, but he still had his trophies blocked. So, but actually, I saw him the other day. It actually showed him playing. It said he was playing Horizon Zero Dawn. My guess is he was actually sitting at the menu screen for a length of time, or just kept it on, went to go play his Xbox or whatever, just so that way he can say that everybody saw that he was playing it, quote unquote, but yet. Probably stole the footage and now giving his impressions.
Actually, it's actually the he starts off with what do you think about the voice acting in Horizon? Honestly, what do you think of it?
I mean, it seems. I mean, the parts that I've been so far. I mean, it seems to be okay. Sometimes it kind of feels kind of dry. In some points, but then I've seen more problems like with the lip sync. Like sometimes where the people are talking and the actual voice actor is done, but the character is still moving its lips. I've seen more problems with that than I have like noticed any sort of like dryness with the actual voice actors themselves. But I think it's just the dialogue, because the dialogue seems to sometimes be just bland. Where there's like kind of little emotion. Now, in the very beginning, the voice acting was great. Just the further you get into it, seems like it starts to kind of like stale out a little bit more.
Because the facial animations that I was seeing here, not very good at all.
Well, the facial animations
They're actually borderline bad.
Though I haven't got to that part yet, because so far the facial animations have been pretty decent. I'm starting to get a little bit more into the side quests or in that area, and I'm like right before we got onto this podcast, I actually got to an area where the people that were talking kind of like seemed to have like the I would say almost like the Watch Dogs type feel to it, like where they were just kind of like just dry and bland, like kind of that dry eyes guy, where there's like no animation at all, kind of feels. But for the first portion of maybe hour and a half, 2 hours of the game, they were actually, there was a lot of emotion, a lot of animation within the characters and stuff. So I'm starting to see a little bit more of what people are talking about with the animations, but I haven't seen it to the point to where like I've seen like a lot of people be real critical of it, and I haven't got to that point yet.
I'm trying to think of games that are coming up I'm excited for. Prey 2 looks pretty interesting. I'm interested in Prey 2.
Shadow of War.
I mean, I don't think there's any gameplay. It's all just like a...
Yeah, the gameplay is going to be on March 8th, but
they said they're expanding on like the Nemesis system and everything. And I kind of followed the game a little bit. I never got into it. I never bought it, but it was an interesting thing for me to look at.
I love Shadow of Mordor, man.
I've heard it's really good.
It's a wonderful game.
I so many games to buy. That's why I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 5. I need to start.
How can they expand on
Shaner,
something that's already massive? That thing was huge.
Did you ever play Shadow of Mordor?
No, I didn't.
You should. I mean, you like Batman games, but I mean, you should play it, because I mean, a lot of the combat seems to be
same thing.
very Batman-esque. So.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you'd actually like it. It has like a little bit of Assassin's Creed, kind of like the triangle to block or whatever, but it's like the movements, like the fluidity of the character is taken a lot from Batman.
I'm looking and I don't see a triangle on my keyboard or my controller.
Well, okay, triangle or the Y. Excuse me.
Mind you, he likes turtles. I mean.
We have turtles on Twitter now and on Discord. And Richie is our Nuggy Nation King. This is what I've been doing in the chat while you guys have been talking.
Nuggy Nation King, huh?
I've accomplished a lot.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun game. The system that they have, like they said they're gonna expand on that.
I don't even want to know what that would mean, because shit, man, that thing sometimes got pretty damn hard after if you died and those things got tougher.
It's called rigor mortis. Anyway, it's been. I need to go. I should head out.
Yeah, I should have been gone about it.
It is 2:09 in the morning.
All right,
so I'm gonna
ladies.
catch a nappy nap before
Worky work.
myself a nap.
Worky work.
Before worky work.
Worky work.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night. Shaner, as always, has like a bit of a man crush on Rambo. Rambo, can you still have kids?
He doesn't know what to say.
I mean, it's not really all that gay. I mean, especially if Shane pulls out. I'm just saying.
It's like, is your pullout game strong, man?
I got 4 kids. You do the math.
No, probably not. I got 5, so yeah, I'm with you there. So
We're fucked, man.
yeah.
So that means we gotta fuck Brim then. That's
pretty
where it's
much.
going.
I'll let you go first.
I just got done eating glass and barbed wire, so I apologize, guys. It's not gonna be fun for you. No. Yeah. So we just 3-way sex, guys. What do you think? Let us know on Twitter. Do you think it's really that gay? Is it?
Only if you look beat
none of
somebody in the
our
eye.
balls touch. Yeah. No eye contact. No ball sack touch.
Yep, then it's all right.
And if you don't end it all with a fist bump,